I guess. Oh, man, it's so quiet with that door closed.
Yeah, I know. I can't hear all the street sounds. The streets are hot.
The street sounds.
The streets are hot.
Yo, we out here doing these street sounds, fool.
You been busy?
No. My friend had his baby, so they don't need me at that clinic over there anymore.
Oh, that's good.
I get to sleep in nowadays. I don't have to stack all my patients on one day, so like I was like having like 7 or 8 and driving all over the country. I drove a little bit yesterday, but not really.
Nice.
All 3 of my patients were basically in town, so I didn't have to do shit.
Nice. I'm doing some more morning practices then.
Yeah, we'll get back on that morning practice schedule.
Hell yeah.
Of course, I'm do my best to be there at 9, but I can't make any promises.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
What about you? You been busy?
Yeah, a little bit. They moved a couple people around at my work, but I'm staying the same. Just doing my normal thing. This was my weekend, so I just worked Saturday, Sunday, Monday night. So I got off of work, and now we're doing this.
Whoop, whoop.
Going strong.
Whoop,
going
whoop.
strong. So, anyway, hello. I forgot about this. I'm Jordan. This is Trent. This is the Den of Delusion podcast. We only went almost 3 minutes in before an intro. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
That.
I'm okay with that. So, we got a couple interesting topics today to discuss. Trent has a pretty good one. Oh, before we get into that, I got a brief one because of that. There's a little bit of a stomach bug going around these parts. A little leaky butt issue going around.
I thought you were gonna say it's like a little leaky, but
Yeah.
but you said leaky butt.
It's a little leaky, but yeah. So of course that brought us, as we were setting this stuff up, we started talking about that a little bit, and brought us to a poop your pants story.
A bunch of poop your pants stories, apparently.
Yeah. Have you pooped your pants as an adult, as a grown up?
I want to say I have, but I can't remember when.
Yeah,
it's had to have happened.
Oh, that's funny you say that, because I know exactly when I pooped my pants as an adult. I know exactly when it happened. I was in the military. I was in the Army. I was stationed at Fort Sill. I was married to Amanda already at that time.
Fort Sill, like here?
Yeah. Yep. And, I was still in the AIT phase, which is still the training phase. So when really, doesn't matter what part you are in your military career.
You're not supposed to shit your pants.
Well, yeah, that's a big thing. They really don't like it. But you can't call in sick. No, I don't think you can get court-martialed.
What if your odor offends your captain? You can just get arrested.
Get this guy out of here.
What the fuck?
Get this mutant out of
Smells
here.
like shit. Is there shit in your pants, boy?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of my barracks.
I don't got time for cowards that shit their pants. Why is our guy from like...
You scared? Yeah, he's like this hardcore dude from the North.
Yeah. Yeah.
The North.
Oh, man.
He knows Jon Snow.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, I get a stomach bug. We can't call in sick. So if you do call in and you say, I'm not feeling good, and then they say you got to go to this thing called sick call, which is basically...
They verify
someone has
that
to tell you that you're sick. Yeah,
oh
and they give
God.
you like a note, and then you have to take the note to your leadership. Be like, here, see, I'm actually sick. I'm supposed to be in bed for...
So you're walking around with the flu or whatever is wrong, spreading it to all your other...
Right. Well, I happened to get sick at like 4 a.m. So I'm like, I already know that I'm going to have to go to sick call. So I'm just going to go now. I thought that they were open 24 hours. They're not. They don't open till 6. So I'm in my car with this stomach bug. The doors are locked to the building, so I can't get in. So I'm like, okay, I don't really feel like I have to shit right now. I have 2 hours till they're open. I'm going to lay my seat back in the car and try to take a nap. So I'm like laying there and I'm trying to get comfortable. And then I like roll over, like I'm kind of on my side in the seat. Mm-hmm. And I feel like a fart. And like, this is the part where I was telling you where men are lazy. That's why men shit their pants more than women. because I knew that the fart was probably going to be an issue. Like, it probably wasn't going to go down like that. But I was like, I'm going to test it. I think I'll be okay. And I wasn't. It was like a total, like a total shart.
Oh.
So that just happened at probably about 5:15. So I go to a different building. It's like a gas station. I'm driving on my right butt cheek to go to the gas station. The gas station bathrooms are full.
Classic technique.
Yes. So I have to drive back to the sick call place because they're about to open. So I'm like, I'll just be the first one in and I'll go into the bathroom. So that's what I did. And it's like a fucking one-person bathroom in there. So I like take my underwear off, I put them in a bag, and I tie the bag up and throw the bag in there. Well, a dude went in after me and found like my shit underwear in there. And it was like, whose shit pants are these?
Whose shit pants?
Whose shit pants? Yeah.
These your shit pants? You're the only one here.
Yeah.
You're the one that showed up here at 6.
Yeah.
It's got to be
like,
you.
hey, what do you want, guy? Like, I shit my pants. Give me a break. They're going to come in here. I'm going to come in here. They're going to be like, yep, you're sick. Drink some Gatorade. Take water and ibuprofen and go home and lay down.
You're definitely sick, but we don't
appreciate you shitting your britches.
We don't have a psychologist here to help you with that.
Yeah. I have never before seen an adult shit their pants before.
This is a new for me. This is the
so
first.
Nasty.
This is the first.
I've seen missing limbs.
I think the last time I shit my pants, I was in my early 20s.
Nice.
Not my late 20s like now.
That's a good age. That's when I was at.
Yeah, that's like you feel invincible. So I'm out. I think we were playing football, and I think I was at college. So this was a little bit more embarrassing than I would have liked to sponsor us. Dr. Pepper. We're trying to lose weight. Hook us up. So we were out playing football, and you had to walk kind of far from the dorms to go out there. And I had jumped for a ball and came down and like landed with like, you know, I bent my knees and squatted into the landing, and I think I shit my pants. And I had this immediate look of panic on my face, and my friend Will was like, "Are
you all right?
Are you okay?" And I was like, "I have to go.
Yeah,
I gotta go."
You didn't like? Did you fake an injury? Like, my back.
No, I didn't fake an injury. I was like,
see, my back so bad. I gotta go
I'm sure they thought I was weird. They were like, "Oh, he just caught that awesome pass." Where
so
was
right
he
at
going?
the bottom of the squat, would you say is when you shit?
Yes. Yeah.
Classic.
Butt cheeks and muscles were all spread down there.
Ass to grass. As soon as your butt cheeks touched the grass,
and it was wet.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember walking back and it just being like,
with shame, full of shame.
Shameful because I wasn't gonna, like, if you walk bow-legged and try and make it look like you shit your pants, people are gonna know.
And you can't really clench your butt cheeks because people can see that too.
Yeah, and I have like thicker thighs. They've rubbed together since like forever for me.
Oh man, and you just get the shit in there rubbing together.
Just,
God, it's just a nightmare.
Part of it's down my leg.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
I
got the
sprinted
too.
So when I get back to the dorms, I remember it very clearly now. The basketball team, they were always out there hanging out on the front, like, entrance to the dorms. They were always in the lobby hanging out, and I walked through there pretty much. I ran through there. They were like, "What's up, man? What are you doing?" I was like running, and I was like, "Gotta go."
Hey, gotta go.
They probably thought I was a serial
Shit my
killer.
Pants.
I wasn't talking to anybody. I was just like,
I think, yeah, because, that sucks because you were in school. Because as an adult, you can kind of just be like, shit my pants. You just kind of own it. You know, you can make it funny because it is funny to shit your pants.
oh my God.
But if you try to hide it, it almost makes you look creepier because you're like, you know, people feel bad for you more.
Man,
where if you're like, shit my pants.
And we lived in like co-ed dorms, so like all of the hot basketball chicks were there, chilling down there.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't have.
I don't know if any of them smelled it to this day, but I'm like, fuck.
Was it a stinky one too? Is it like did you eat Buffalo Wild Wings that day?
Oh, thank
like
God,
a vinegary one?
I think it was more like egg based because I had it was omelet night.
Yeah,
that was omelet at 5.
That wasn't a good question to ask.
We played football at like 7, and then I shit my pants around 7:30. So the walk back would have been 7:45.
Oh God.
That lines up with the eggs.
Yeah. Yeah, that does line up. That makes perfect sense.
Well, I mean, so with that situation, the underwear, they're no good at that point.
No, they're trash.
They're done. You know what else sucks about being in a dorm room? You don't have immediate access to laundry room unless you have quarters.
Right.
And I never had quarters because I took my laundry home once a week and had my mom do it.
Yeah.
And so I had shitty pants in there. I was like, I'm just going to throw them away.
We lost so much stuff when I lived in the barracks. It was bad. You just lose clothes because it's like a community laundromat that's inside the barracks. So, you know. But there was, I mean, I don't really know if I trust somebody who washes their shit underwear out and puts them. It's kind of
in a public.
No. I'm talking about even if you shit your pants at home. I think those are still trash. I don't think you rinse those and clean them and wear them again. You shit in them. You know, this isn't. You didn't go a little bit of pee pee. You full blown shit in your pants. That's not okay. You can't. You know, maybe if it's like a solid turd that'll just roll out, I'm cool. I understand that.
But if it's the wet ones that
diarrhea in
the
your
oil
pants,
is
dude,
still all in there,
dude. If you go diarrhea in your underwear, those are trash forever. You'll never get that out. It'll probably permanently be a patch that's harder.
And you know what? This brings up another good point. This is why our dads all have skid marks on their whitey tighties.
Yeah, because
I'm very thorough.
What am I gonna buy some fucking new ones?
Was it fun?
Just rinse this shit out.
No, yeah. I don't want to buy new ones. It's like $15 for full.
Use your little bleach pen thing and get it out. Use your Tide pen and get my shit stains out.
That's so terrible.
Ugh.
That is so awful.
Dads do it too.
Yeah.
I don't think my dad does that.
Oh, my dad had like holes in his underwear.
Yeah.
I don't keep underwear that have holes in them.
I try not to. Underwear is so expensive.
I know. I
don't have holy underwear. Really.
I found my favorite pair of underwear at Walmart. They're like $7 for one. So yeah, they're kind of expensive, but they're so soft, and I've had them for so long that I've bought more to help with days whenever I can just wear. I have like 5 of them for each day of the week, and then I wash them on like Saturday.
Yeah,
and they're so comfortable. They're called Skin at Walmart. They're more comfortable than any pair I've ever bought that were like fancy. Like I bought like a $26 pair because they were made from like bamboo.
Bamboo chonies?
Yeah.
What are those about?
They suck. I didn't like them.
Well, yeah, bamboo is not. Isn't that really hard?
It's the cotton part, not the wood. The inside of God damn it.
You're wearing wooden underwear, guy. It's probably not very comfortable.
That's why you ain't got good flexibility.
Yeah, that's why you're so stiff. Oh man, that's funny.
Pandas love me.
Yeah. Can't take you to the zoo. I fucking forgot I'm wearing my bamboo underwear.
Oh shit, man, I forgot.
I gotta get out of the zoo.
That's why he keeps making eyes at me. The panda's making eyes at me.
You just come running up to the group. I gotta get out of the zoo. I gotta wear my bamboo underwear to the zoo.
I forgot. This is not appropriate attire.
So many animals eat it. I never knew that.
They all looking at me like I'm a piece of meat.
Yeah.
They can smell my underwear.
The peacocks.
They can smell my underwear.
A goose got me right in the crack. He tried to get in my underwear.
The petting zoo part was a nightmare.
Yeah.
I couldn't even be in there. It was awful. It's my nightmare. Come to fruition.
I'm such a sissy. I was running from a peacock. The fucking peacocks. Dude, those peacocks over there at that zoo are kind of aggressive.
Yeah.
They're crazy. They mob up on you all hard with their...
Yeah. When they're like flopping their giant
It's like, bro,
ass.
you are not scary though. But they kind of are. Anything that walks up on you that's smaller than you. Yeah. Even like a goose. Bro, like a goose, when they just like walk right up at you, you're like, whoa, are we doing this?
Some goose...
I have to knock you out, goose?
Dude, my dog tried to chase some goose at the park the other night, and they turned around and didn't even run. He was like, oh shit, like, my bad. Oh, shit. You didn't run. I'm going to...
My fault, bro.
Enjoy your evening.
Yeah. Does your dog try to eat the poop?
Oh, yes. I can't even take him to the park.
He tries to eat it too. He's such a dumbass.
I think it's because other animal shit has like a lot of fat in it, so dogs want to eat it. But good thing you don't have a cat, because your dogs will eat cat shit.
It fucks him up every time. It gives him like diarrhea, or sometimes he'll even throw up from it.
Yeah. I mean, you're eating shit.
Stupid idiot.
Could you imagine eating shit? I would throw up.
Oh my god.
I would throw up trying to eat shit.
Dude, I can't believe dogs eat other dogs' shit. Isn't that fucking crazy?
And they get in the cat boxes.
Yeah.
And will eat cat turds all fucking day, and then come over to you like, "What's up?" and try and lick on you.
I don't understand it.
Oh,
I don't understand it. It's disgusting.
Disgusting.
I just want to punch my dog when he.
I know.
God.
I feel so betrayed because I'm like, I let you come over here and kiss me on the face, and we cuddle, and we spoon on the bed.
Yeah.
And you're over there eating dog shit and then breathing in my face.
And it's like, you were such a good dog. I wanted to take you to the park. As soon as I let you out of the back of the car, you're trying to eat a piece of duck shit. Come on, man. At least get on the other side of the park. Because I'll just load his ass back up and leave. I'm like, I'm not doing this.
Fuck that.
I'm not pulling you off a duck shit.
Get back in the fucking car. Tricked you. You thought you were going to walk today. Yeah. Not today.
Yeah, I hope you learned your lesson.
Yeah, bitch.
Stupid fucking.
Learned your lesson, bitch.
Stupid moose. Anyway, you had an interesting topic to talk about today.
Oh. Okay. We're going to get into flat earth.
Okay.
So, okay.
Interesting.
I like to leave myself open to be converted by things, especially something that has a cult following, like flat earth.
Right.
So I'm open to any ideas, which there's some compelling evidence.
Yeah, I think you and I both are very open-minded and like to hear both.
Here's what I don't like.
Listen to and present both sides.
Yeah. Here's what I don't like. Whenever people get convinced of something is real, like this girl really believes flat earth is a thing.
Okay.
So then she, like anyone that talks about it, she's like, yeah, well, do you believe in science? Because that's all that they've taught you. Like, they didn't teach us about flat earth. I'm like, yeah, because it's not I want to be mean because she's being mean, but I'm like, you know what? Convince me. Let's
why science is, science is not bullshit. That's like, there's studies and there's stuff proven. Gravity is, there's so many factors. I mean, like you said, you brought it up to me the other day when we were just talking or we were working out in here or whatever. And I presented like, if the earth was flat, how could you fly out of Los Angeles and go west?
I asked that question.
And end up on the east side of Japan. Mm-hmm. How does that happen?
Okay, funny story. When I was asking her that question on Facebook, I didn't really word it right.
Yeah.
And so this other girl that's like, you're dumb because the earth is round in science. And
first of all, why are we going dumb already? I can't stand that. Especially when you're just trying to, you're trying to be open-minded and listen to somebody. Yeah. And they're like, you're stupid.
I am a lame.
It's like, okay, am I the stupid one? Really?
I'm giving your theory
because everyone is everyone is behind me. You're the weirdo.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of harsh, but that's the reality. You're the weird one, not me.
So this one girl who's very analytical and scientific, I guess, she was making fun of the other girl, and I said something along the lines of, "How do you leave California and fly across the ocean to Japan?" And she was like, "We do that." This is the other girl that's not for.
This is you're stupid girl.
Yeah. And she goes, "We already do that." And I was like, I know that. Duh.
That's what the question.
So okay, I'm on your side. I'm on your side. Calm down, honey. Yeah. I'm on your side. God. And I'm not trying to disprove flat Earth. That's not what I'm out to do. I'm out to be converted. If you can convert me, I'll listen to you. Tell me what's up.
Yeah, I love conspiracy theories, dude.
Oh, God, I love them too. So much. So I tell this girl, I said, well, I guess what my question should be is, what does the flat Earth map look like if you can fly from California to Japan?
What is around the edges? Is it an ice wall?
I guess. I don't know.
Like on Game of Thrones? Is that what they think?
Yeah, some people. So there's different. There's not like one flat Earth whole believing like.
You're taking away an entire half of a planet essentially if you have a flat Earth.
Okay. So here's what they think. They think you're in a dome. They think that the sun goes around like this. So if the sun is way far away and you can't see it, like the sun is just the sun.
The sun is
it's just shining right.
The sun is so far away from us that it's no longer sending light. Do they know how bright the fucking sun is?
Apparently, it's not the sun. Apparently, it's just a light in a dome.
A snow globe. right? So
Essentially,
we're
yes.
a round snow globe, and we're the bottom of the snow globe. And we're in, what's the dome? The hemisphere? What is that?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll say dome.
Okay. So the dome is the hemisphere. So the sun goes around the circle of the snow globe. All that would do would just be casting a different shadow direction on you at all times.
Yes, that's what I would think as
there
well.
would be so the moon is what, on the opposite end of that? So the sun and the moon are 180 degrees from each other, and they go like this.
Yep. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't, because the sun is that's a bright light. It's a bright light. And if you're talking about you're just now so far away from it that it's not casting, doesn't it cast light on like planets?
Everything.
On everything, right?
Yeah.
So how could it, being on this side of the dome, no longer make light on the flat side on this side of the bottom? If it's flat, if it's a plate.
Yes, thank you, Jordan.
And you're standing on top of the plate,
I
and the light is
more.
over here. That light is over there, casting a shadow on you in that direction. If that light turned around you, the shadow would just be changing.
So that's a great argument, which would be met by this.
Okay.
You're
stupid.
They're lying to you.
Yeah.
You should not trust the government. 9/11 was faked. Your school books are faked.
Okay.
Oh, and she was complaining about the
why?
Yeah, no, there's no. That's it.
Why is the government doing that? Nobody knows.
It's reptilian.
So the
people.
government is
it's
just
reptile people.
So who
reptiles wearing human skin? That's who's doing it.
Wow.
Okay.
So the government is constantly out to get us, no matter who's at the head, huh?
That's right.
Okay. Fuck. That sucks.
Okay, so there is some cool stuff.
How could you live like that?
I don't know, in fear. And then she brought in religion. She's like, that just proves there is a God if it's flat.
What about chemtrails?
Yeah. Okay, so chemtrails, they say, are weather manipulating gases.
Right.
So they're like, we didn't see chemtrails back then.
Metallic.
Fucking
it's like metallic chemicals, right?
Something like that. I know is it's like a powder that is supposed to allow the government to control the weather inside our dome.
I thought it was like, it's like they're putting it in the planes and it's coming out of the back of it, like they're dropping it out of the planes.
Yeah.
And it's right. Like you could tell the difference because the chemtrails don't really deteriorate. They kind of stay there in that streak for longer, where like, the ones with the writing, they kind of fade away. Where the chemtrail ones stay. So that's like when you see those long streaks that don't look like they're moving, that's what people say that's a chemtrail.
What are those clouds called?
Chemtrails.
Cirrus cloud? No, cirrus are the big puffy ones.
It's a plane.
I used to know clouds in like
that plane that just went over was
some
chemtrails.
So another thing they talk about is whenever a rocket launches off into space, it goes up. And then it starts to curve like with the dome.
Yeah.
Until it's like out of sight. Going that way. Like, so you don't just watch it go straight up.
What's underneath?
Underneath the flat earth?
Yeah, just a nothing abyss.
Rocks. Or like a really thick pancake. So the idea of gravity is that we are hurling up at all times, which still doesn't make sense.
Is there still like what about like lava and magma and volcanoes and tectonic plates and all of that shit? Well, how does all of that play into part? Like, is it a deep enough crust to where there's still lava and stuff going on? Yeah, I mean it's pretty thick from what they're saying. So it's like a Pop-Tart. So there's just a layer of Pop-Tart or lava that goes all the way through the whole planet, and it's like a pimple. Multi-level cake. So lava is like flat Earth pimples, like volcanoes are. That's right. Like it's like a pimple that comes up, and it shoots the lava the Pop-Tart lava out of the middle of the. God, I love Pop-Tart lava. I'll let it burn my tongue. I don't care. I'll eat it right out of the fucking toaster. I would love to have somebody really sit down and talk to me about I would have loved to talk to that lady, that flat Earth lady.
I bet she doesn't live too far from here. I bet we could get her on the show.
Not to be, I mean, my questions do sound rude because I'm talking to you.
Mm-hmm. You would frame them better.
Yeah,
I try to. Like she always posts about it. So,
but the thing is,
so her and her husband both believe.
Yeah.
So I always, if I go on her post about something, I'm not disrespectful or anything. I'm just like, so what do you think about this?
Well, that's where I run into issues is when I ask a question and it branches off and the question never gets answered. And it's like, for some reason, a lot of those conspiracy theorist people, they have a problem with just saying, I don't know. If you don't know, that's fine. That just lets me know what level of knowledge and how into this you really are. It doesn't, I'm not asking you a question to try to stump you to prove a point. I'm asking you a question because I genuinely want the answer.
Yeah, I really want to know what they think about it.
Yeah, I'm not going, what about this? That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm saying, how come this happens? How come I can go west out of California and end up in Japan? That's arguably the east side of the world.
So I'm going to say that on a map, it's not like how you see it whenever you're looking at a map in class.
Right.
Right. So since the sun moves around in a circle, it's more or less like you're taking the bottom of the earth and then like unfolding it to be flat.
Right.
So then you still have, which that still is a long ass fucking ways away. But if you can fly from here and then go like around the top part, I don't fucking know.
So you're basically taking imagine the earth is a ball and you're just smashing it down.
Yes.
Well, no, because there's countries behind there, so those got to be flipped out too.
Yeah, so
it's got to be an oval.
The actual center of the Earth has to be the North Pole or the South Pole, or the South Pole is the ice wall that goes around the whole.
That
fucking
means
thing?
that compasses. Okay, hold on, hold on. That cannot be, because if that means that compasses are bullshit, and compasses are for sure not bullshit. Because I've used compasses and got out of places because of a compass.
Maybe your compass only points to the middle of the earth.
But I wasn't going towards the middle of the earth. I was going fucking northwest. Explain that shit.
Northwest as far as you know.
Yeah. But I looked at a map and needed to go that direction. So what, the North Pole shifts depending on where I'm standing? It goes, someone's using the compass right here. This is technically north. Is it still north, south, east, west?
Yes.
So it's
north is actually always to the center of the earth.
Okay. Is it?
Questions I would like to Google. So
no, it can't be, because if I was in Canada, I wouldn't be.
You'd
going
be so
north.
Close to the middle of the earth.
The middle of the earth, flat, would be what? Fucking like Africa?
The North Pole.
No, if you so you're saying the flat earth, sorry, not you. You're saying, well, you are telling me though. So the earth is flat.
I'm trying to figure it out too, man.
We're in a dome. So are the countries are centered on this plate, right? We'll say the flat earth is a plate. So all the continents are centered on that plate. So you put the dot in the middle of all of those, right? In the middle of the map, which is like Saudi Arabia probably, or Africa.
Okay, I would say it's the North Pole is in the center. So let's say the North Pole is here.
That wouldn't be north if I was in Iceland. The middle of all the countries is south from me.
Listen, if the Earth's not round, do directions apply the same way?
So if everyone followed their compass north, everyone would end up at one consolidated spot in Africa.
In the center
of the Sahara Desert.
You're thinking of the map as like when you see it in school.
I'm thinking of it flat like a piece of paper, like a two-dimensional fucking object.
Okay, so here let me.
It could have ridges and mountains on it.
I need a pen and paper. I need a pen and paper. Do you have a pen and paper?
No.
God damn it.
No.
Gosh dang it. My bad. Okay. So imagine this is the North Pole.
Okay.
So then that branches out. Then you've got Africa here.
Okay.
You've got Americas.
Okay.
Here. Europe is over here. And then I guess this reaches. Wait. Africa,
Alaska's over
Europe.
here. Canada's up here.
No, Canada is close to the middle.
Okay.
So here's the Americas.
Okay.
And then Canada, and then it all meets in the middle here. Just like Russia would meet here in the middle.
Okay.
Then Russia and China is like right here, and Japan is right here. So if you flew from California to Japan,
yeah.
Am I blowing your mind right now?
No, because because it's not true.
I agree.
Because that would make, you cannot tell me if Japan is here and your North Pole was here that this is going north. That makes no logical sense. Geologically, that doesn't make any sense. The wind comes from a direction that is either north, south. Here it's north or south pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
But the wind comes from that direction. That is the north. So it doesn't make sense, because if I'm in Oklahoma and I go north, I'm in Canada. If I don't go north and end up in next to Russia. I don't end up in South Carolina.
You could end up next to Russia. If you're going straight north, you'll eventually meet Russia.
Yeah, over the top.
God, I can't believe I'm so right about this.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot. I'm trying to piece it all together in my head. I just want to know like everything that has convinced them, because
you're doing a really good job of coming at me from the other perspective, but I really don't. To me, that doesn't make sense that the North would be, unless it's elevated higher or something. I don't. But no, still that wouldn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. If the government is doing that, then that's a math problem and an algorithm that, if somebody has that, could probably freaking cure cancer.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Because that does not make any sense. And if you're somehow tricking an entire country that their compass is sending them to Canada, but really it's actually sending them to South Carolina, and all this time we never knew it, that's pretty impressive, because there's signs and traffics and, city limit signs everywhere that tell me I'm going to Canada. They definitely aren't telling me I'm going towards South Carolina.
And also, to be more on your side, they none of this science stuff has changed since people started figuring it out back in
but the thing is
the 1800s, 1700s.
Right. The thing is with
none
the
of that
flat
has
Earth
changed.
thing, to me, is it's so easy to. I mean,
I guess it has changed from
I'm not
flat
even
Earth
a scientist, and neither are you. Oh, I don't know anything. I pride myself on not knowing a lot, because it's funnier that way. That's my excuse for not being super smart. But these questions that I'm even presenting right now with no warm up, I didn't prep this at all. I'm just talking to you right now. Just questions that are coming off to the top of my head, and your answers, even you trying to be that person, are still just vaguely dancing around and not really answering. You're just showing me the same thing over and over again.
That's because it's the government.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's like saying, if I put this here and you're standing here and you go north, you go this way. And you go, no, that's not true. And you go, look. If you're standing here and the North Pole is here and you go north, you're going this way. No, it doesn't matter how many times you point it to me on my finger and show me where the countries would be. You're still not even answering me. You're still just saying, this is the North Pole. Well, it's not, because north is that way. Right?
I'd say it's all subjective. When the
I think
government...
You're right. I think you're right. That was a pretty good little stint of conspiracy theories.
So, real quick, there's two other things. They say that when you're flying, shouldn't the plane have to, if you're flying around a globe, shouldn't the plane have to adjust to keep going around the globe instead of just flying straight?
How do you know they don't?
That's a good question.
Are you a pilot? Or are you a conspiracy theorist?
Yeah, but.
I mean, you know what it all freaking stemmed from? That one dude. Well, this is probably.
I think the Earth is too big for people to really grasp what. Yeah. Because they have boats and you see a boat.
But people have gone
and
around.
And the boat coming off in the distance is it just vanishes over the horizon. Yeah. And then you zoom in on it with the camera and you can see it just clear.
Yeah.
I think it's just the way your eyes see things from a distance.
Have you ever been up high, on a cliff, and looked onto the ocean. I don't know how often you've done that.
No,
I'm from
I've
California,
looked at
so
an
I'm
ocean from
doing
like straight on.
Yeah, but even then you could probably see it. But if you get up at a higher vantage point, you could see the curvature of the Earth from up there.
Okay, so this is another thing that they talk about. They say that everyone that does that, the curvature is used. They're using a fisheye lens.
I have actual human eyeballs in my head. I don't have fisheye eyeballs. I have human eyeballs.
Well, they say that like when you take it with
Are their eyes
a camera,
different than mine?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about a camera. I'm talking about I've stood there with my own eyes and looked and saw the curvature. You could see that it's rounding, and you could see it fade. You could almost like see it fading.
Well, people say that from the top of the Empire State Building, you can see the curvature of the Earth too.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever been high enough up. I've hiked up mountains and stuff.
Well, it's hard.
Excuse me.
It's hard you have to be somewhere where it's vastly flat and be standing on something that's very high in comparison to that. So like if you're hiking up a mountain, you're most likely surrounded by forest and other mountains. So it's kind of hard to get the right view because your vantage points are all caught up with other mountains and tree lines and that are blocking. That's why the ocean is good, because at that high up, the waves are crashing almost right below you. So you're looking way out. As far as your eye can see, there's no land. It's just ocean. So that's pretty much as obstacle free as it gets looking out that way.
I'm going to start finding new stuff about this, and I'm just going to bring it to the podcast every time I find something new about it.
Yeah, that sounds great.
I think we've been on this for a while, so we can go to the next.
Okay. Well, the next
almost
one...
30 minutes. God.
The next one is pretty cool. Nike, they signed a new athlete out of the University of Oregon. He's a long distance runner, and he has cerebral palsy. And I thought that was pretty amazing. I guess they're going to give him his own. They're sponsoring him. He's a cross country athlete, so he'll.
Does he have to wait till he's out of college to do it?
He's a junior there now, so he's probably almost done. I don't know how it works I don't know how that works.
Like outside of basketball and baseball and football?
Well, I'm sure he's probably going to be... Would that make him it'd be Special Olympics, right? A Special Olympian? Or unless he could compete...
I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
he's probably competing regularly.
I don't know if he's on the... It says he runs for the University of Oregon, so he's probably an Olympian.
Yeah, Olympian.
Which is awesome. So, yeah, they'd probably just sponsor him if he goes for the Olympic team or if he does other running events, or which is really cool. I thought that was awesome, especially because I work with with people with cerebral palsy and intellectual disabilities.
As do I.
Yeah, so it's cool to see.
That is really awesome. That is really awesome.
Yeah, because
the only thing I was saying was like, you can't pay the athletes when they're in college.
Yeah.
Like everyone gets in trouble for that. But
yeah, and to be clear, I'm not saying by any means that people with cerebral palsy have an intellectual disability.
They can be totally with it.
Oh, they're completely lucid. It's not in no ways. It might slow down their speech a little bit and the way they move, but sharp as a tack still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I work with people with cerebral palsy and also people with intellectual disabilities. Just to be clear about that. I didn't want people to think I thought those were the same thing. And in other news, we're going to fly through these topics. Yeah. Aaron Hernandez. Gone, Aaron Hernandez. In
R.I.P.
In the words of Coach Kent Murphy.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Is what Aaron Hernandez said to everyone before he shot them.
Yeah. That's nice of him, at least. Well, turns out, like in all cases, they found which I'm not saying that it's an excuse. Well, anyway, it turns out Aaron Hernandez was abused as a kid, beaten by his parents. He was molested as a kid. He was also gay as a kid in high school. He had like he was pretty much boyfriends with the quarterback of the team. And I'm just saying this because I'm trying not to be he had a male sexual friend in high school that played quarterback, and they had a relationship together, but he also had girlfriends to cover up this relationship. Well, after Aaron Hernandez passed away, the quarterback came out and told about their relationship, and he said that he thinks that Aaron Hernandez would be proud of him for bringing that up. But I guess they said late in his while he was in prison, he would get into some sexual things, and people started to kind of see it in they started to realize that he had a sexual issues. I said the word sexual a lot just then. How many did we count? We're gonna go back. We might do a clip video of how many times I said that.
Bing,
Yeah,
bing,
yeah.
Bing.
We'll do a tab
The
count.
sexual count is very high.
Somebody
in this
give me a
video.
count because I like
Thank
saying
you
the
for
word
all
sexual.
the people who are listening to the
Very
sexuality.
very sexual podcast.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
I think that.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
I think that.
Do you think that? Let me get into the. Well, go ahead. Sorry.
Aggression and all that stuff comes from having a troubled childhood. Like if your parents are beating on you and stuff, that leads into all kinds of other stuff.
Yeah.
Like trouble-wise, you don't know how to handle your anger. You're going to be abusive towards other people. Abuse breeds abuse. Hate
so do you think
hate.
that doesn't make what he did acceptable, though?
Not at all.
In your brain.
Not at all.
Right. But it makes you feel bad for him, though, because of the past he has. Of course, you're supposed to. You're supposed to feel bad for somebody like that. But that's an interesting thing, because that's one of those things where people, if you don't have that backstory, if you didn't know that about Aaron Hernandez,
you would just think he's a monster.
You would think he was a monster. He's a psychopath. He's a serial killer. He's crazy. He went on a killing spree. But now that people know that information,
it's a guy
their
who
outlook
didn't
on
get
him
help.
has changed.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting, though? Because a lot of these situations where, and this is just me opening both sides of the door. I don't support one side or the other. People think an eye for an eye. You kill somebody, you should die. People believe that. And depending on the circumstance, I believe that true in certain situations, but definitely not all. And in certain situations, I believe in the rehabilitation of prisoners in prison to help them come out and get a career and lead a better life. So I support both sides of the story. I'm not saying one way or the other. But I'm saying if a man killed a woman and didn't even have the time to express that story, she made me mad and I killed her, I blacked out and killed her, or whatever, and then you hear a history of that guy's dad used to get mad and black out and hit him, and it's just something that has been whatever, passed down, something he learned, hereditary, whatever you want to say. Mm-hmm. For some reason, when that is known, it lightens the load, and people become more, optimistic and want to help that person instead of, nope, lock him up. People like that shouldn't be out here. But I feel like if people took the time to maybe listen to that story in most circumstances, I know it's hard to do when it's your family. I know that's completely different. But you got to start somewhere. Start thinking. I encourage people to try to do things like that. Try to think about, don't just think because, Louis C.K. asked girls to come up to his room and pulled his dick out and tried to jerk off in front of him. That's fucked up and that's kind of gross.
But why?
But that's
what's
maybe
his reasoning
he has.
for that?
Maybe he was sexually abused. Maybe he has a past that we don't. I'm not saying he does. I'm just saying people should keep that in their brain, because people aren't bred to be monsters. Something has to happen to you to make you that way. Nobody just comes out like that. I think it's something that gets passed. It started somewhere. I guess some people have it in them, but that line, I think it's passed down generation to generation. That guy's dad used to beat him as a kid, and his dad used to beat him as a kid. So it's just passed down, and then it just becomes something. And then it becomes unintentional. It was an accident. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I didn't mean to, and it happened. And, I literally don't know. And I know better, but I can't control it.
Yeah. And a lot of things add into that too, because if you think about, he was probably very aggressive as a gay man, having to hide it, and then having like to be, you know, he has to act real hard in like all situations, and in you know the way he was growing up, the things he did. You can't. People will laugh at someone who is trying to be like hard and kind of like a criminal if they're gay.
Yeah.
You know, he has to hide all that stuff. That is hard for people to do, to have that on your mind all the time.
Right. Well, it's and a lot of that I do think stems from abuse. People that were abused or are abused tend to want to be different. They love the thrill of it because their whole life is a thrill. Going home to their own houses, it's a nerve-wracking experience. So they start to crave that. Doing something bad, doing something I'm not supposed to be doing. If someone knew this, it could be bad, you know, for which it wouldn't be. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying as a high school kid.
Oh yeah.
Getting caught doing something gay is a lot different than just owning up to it, you know. So, but it's just chasing that thrill. Same thing with drugs. Man. I mean, I'm the exception. I didn't come from a really abusive background. I just liked to do drugs when I was a kid.
Makes you feel good.
Yeah. Anyway, on a lighter note, let's talk about some kooky birds, huh? No, do you really want to talk about that one or no?
The birds? Fuck it. Let's do the birds.
Okay,
let's lighten the mood. Let's get some light up in this bish. Also, real quick.
Yes.
Stop making fun of gay people. World.
Dude.
I know that we're getting to a point where it's acceptable, but you can't bash people for being gay, and you can't make them feel like they can't be like everyone else.
Mind your business.
Mind your business.
Damn
it doesn't fucking
business.
affect you, so leave the gay people alone.
If I want to wear a wig and makeup, or you want to do whatever you want to do, that has nothing to do with me. And you need to get over yourself, is the moral of the story. Yeah. People don't care about what you have to say. It just because it's not something that you believe in and it's not the way that you grew up doesn't mean people want to hear your stupid voice.
Yep.
You're entitled. If you're entitled to say dumb shit like that, then they should be entitled to chop you in the neck.
Judo chop.
Go gays.
Go gays. We're pro gay here.
We are. Anyway, these kooky birds, tipsy birds, have been flying into windows and cars after binging on fermented berries. Oh, hold on, pause.
Some bird wine.
I listened to a different podcast, and they freaking were talking about our freaking weed story, bruh. Stole our story, bruh.
Elon Musk?
No, the crash in the van into the weed store. Remember, and it was oregano. The dummies.
I need to cut that one up.
Those guys were idiots. But
you don't have an exit plan. You're like, dude, we're gonna run this van through the wall.
Yeah.
And then just fucking leave the van there.
Can I borrow your van?
Is it registered in your name?
Yeah.
You sit home.
Grandpa, can I borrow your van? For what? It's okay, hang out with my friends. You never let me hang out with my friends, Grandpa. Idiot. Dude, do you know any of those kids that were raised by their grandparents and were so mean to them?
Oh my God, yeah.
I hate people that are mean to their grandparents.
I can't stand it.
Shut up, Grandma.
Grandparents, here's the thing.
Oh my God.
Grandparents already raised kids, and then they're having to raise their grandchildren. You should not have to raise your grandchildren. You should have to spoil the shit out of your grandchildren.
Yeah. That's what they're, yeah.
You know, people have kids that don't really
I think my parents
care.
like my kids more than me.
Oh, yeah. My grandpa.
And I'm an only child.
Not my grandpa. My dad loves my nephews. And they're both fucking turds. I love my nephews, but they are turds. And my dad, he's finally getting to the point where he's stopped helping them out so much because they just keep burning him. Like, it's a bad deal. But he loves my nephews. And me and my brother were talking about, they're like, man, he is so good to them. And we were talking about when we were kids, we were like, Dad would spank us if we thought about doing something wrong. Like, he would read our mind and just be like, what? Right across the butt. And we'd be like, all right, I'm not even thinking about it.
Dude,
it's out of my head. What do you want me to do, dude?
I could not imagine saying the word shut up, Grandma.
Oh my God. I said shut up to my mom one time. My dad reached over like this and flipped over the chair I was sitting in.
Yeah.
And I was like, what in the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
I like rolled onto my head and like my neck popped and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Dude, I had a hardcore dad moment yesterday. Amanda was telling Zoe, my youngest, the 4-year-old, to go clean up. And she said, no, I don't want to. And I heard her. I was in the bathroom getting ready for work, and I heard it. I freaking I was brushing my hair.
Oh, yeah.
Slammed the brush down on the counter, stomping down the hallway.
That's the scariest. My dad would do the stomping thing, too.
Yeah.
Like, if we did something wrong, you could hear him coming for us in the house.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, God. Oh, where are we going to go? Go out the window. It's locked. I can't push the window up. I'm not strong enough. I'm only 7.
Yeah.
And then, like, you hear him, like, the door, like, swings open, and you're like, oh, I'm fucked.
Yeah. And I didn't even, with her, I don't even have to. The stomp scared her, and eyes wide open, I just went and got right in her face. And I was like, I didn't spank her or anything, but I got like right here. I'm like, listen to me. When we tell you to do something, you don't get to say no. Get up and go in there right. And she started like tearing up. Oh. And now we tell her, if you keep being bad, we're sending you to a bad kid school. Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny. And they think, yeah.
She's like, oh my God.
Please don't send me.
I won't do it.
Is he the oldest one or the youngest one?
She's the youngest one.
Oh, the rebel. Well, she's about to be a middle child, so you're going to have to stay on that, too.
Yeah.
Because she's going to...
The oldest one, she's really good, but she's a snitch.
Oh. So she snitches on everything she does.
If we're cleaning up and she's... Wrong. Yeah, I'm cleaning up and Zoe isn't.
I'm cleaning up and Zoe's not.
Yeah, and then I have to yell.
And Zoe's like, I want to play.
Yeah. Zoe, dude, she's... I could be yelling at her like that, like in her face. It sounds intense when I tell the story, like I stormed down the hallway and got in her face. She smirks, dude. She'll smirk at me, like holding in a smile while I'm screaming in her face. Dude, it's so hard. It's like, you're laughing? I'm yelling at you right now, and you're like,
okay.
I'm like,
my little brother did that to my parents.
That's the one time I actually spanked her one time because I was yelling at her and she did that, and I spanked her. I'm like, is it funny now? She's like, oh no.
No.
Oh my God, I can't believe you did that.
It's that deep breath in after they've been crying so long. They let all their air out of their lungs, and they're like,
yeah. And then they start doing that.
My dad would say, I'll give you something to cry about. That was always really scary because I'd be crying after he spanked me, and then he would say, quit crying. The logic in that is flawed.
Yeah, I'll give you something to cry about.
It hurt so bad.
Did,
I just want to.
You just did.
Quit it. I think it's because he felt bad.
Yeah.
That's why he's like, stop crying. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
I feel bad that I made you cry.
I kind of am mean when they cry about dumb stuff. I go, what are you crying about? Is it important?
I think that's relevant. I think you gotta
stop crying.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, or even when they because sometimes when they're eating dinner, they come out for the sake of coming out just to talk to Amanda or me, and they'll be like, at school, I'm like, okay, you're just coming out here to talk to me because you don't want to eat. Go sit down and eat. And then I do it 1 or 2 times, and then when they come up to the door, I go, stop. I'm all, what? Is it important? And they just look at me and go, no. And then they just turn back around and sit down and eat.
Oh my God.
I just check them at the door.
I'm sure that's the same thing before bedtime, right?
Yeah.
I have to pee.
Yeah, that's usually what I do. Do you have to pee or poop?
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I'm thirsty. Go lay down.
And then if they say, yeah, I have to poop, because Amanda sometimes will be in the room. Like if I'm playing PlayStation, she'll go watch TV in the room. So I'll be like, do you have to pee or poop? And they'll go, yeah. I'll go, okay, I'll go with you. Because they'll try to go down the hallway, and then they'll go into the room where Amanda is and try to talk to her. So I'm like, I'll go with you then. And I sit there with them on the toilet. I'm like, you don't have to poop, do you? And then that's when I get to go, don't do that. Don't fake like you have to poop so that you can come out here and tell us a story about the purple crayon.
Go to sleep. The purple crayon?
Yeah. Izzy took my purple crayon, and she said that she was going to throw it in my face. It's like, I'm sure that didn't happen. You made that up you just made it up right now when you went, you're like, what happened? What's the story? What were we doing? It wasn't eating.
Yeah.
Does the story begin with, I was just eating my food? If you're telling on somebody and the first line of you telling isn't, I was just sitting there eating my food. If that's not the first line, then I don't care.
Yeah. Because
unless you were interrupted from eating like you're supposed to, then don't come out here and tell on somebody. Because if the story was we were coloring, I'm already like, you're in trouble. You lose already. I already don't care what the other one did because you're already wrong.
Why were you coloring?
Yeah.
You should have been fucking eating.
Yeah. My dad used to get me with, like when I'd go to the bathroom, when I'd go pee or whatever. He'd be like, did you wash your hands? And I'd be like, yeah. He saw how there's no soap in there. Like, shit. I'm like, yeah, there is. He's like, no, there's not. I'm like, yeah, there is. He's like, why do you seem unsure? And I'd say, let me go check. And he goes, that means you didn't wash your hands.
Oh, that's good.
I'm like, damn it.
That's good. My dad says that when I was real little, he said he just had to look at me, and I would be like,
yeah. Yeah.
But
he used to even do it with like brushing my teeth. He'd be like, did you brush your teeth? I'd say, yeah. He's like, I took your toothbrush. And, you know, obviously as I got older and I'm actually doing these things. He'd be like, how I took your toothbrush? I'm like, whatever. And I just like walk away.
That's funny.
I'm
so
like,
these
these frilly whites?
These drunken birds.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about these fellas.
Yeah.
So basically, it's a whole smorgasbord of different birds up in Minnesota at the Gilbert Police Department in Minnesota. They were receiving strange calls about the confused strangers. Strangers is, in quotes, strangers who appeared to be under the influence. It is believed an early frost meant the berries had fermented earlier than usual, causing them to drink and fly. They got a
DUF.
Yeah, they got a duff. Good old duff. In the statement, they said many birds have not migrated south, so it appears to be more prevalent than in the past years. It appears that some birds are getting a little more tipsy than normal. Officer said young birds cannot handle the toxins as efficiently as more mature birds, before reassuring concerned residents there was no need to panic and that the animals would eventually sober up. Can you imagine that, living in that city, and you don't know that these birds are, that the early frost, which is global warming, obviously
a day,
dumb idiot, but that would mean that those berries would ferment earlier. So these people have no idea, and there's just birds like slamming into their windshields and like their house windows because they're drunk. And
you would think
around.
It was the beginning of a Alfred Hitchcock movie.
Is that birds? Is that yeah, for real?
I think it's all Al Hitchcock.
That would freak me out, dude. If I'm just sitting and a bird slams into my sliding glass door or something, I'm like, what the hell?
And then his friend goes straight down in your backyard while
I'm just imagining like 4 of them hitting your house at one time. But like, or at like different times, like, boom, and then you go and look, and then another one, boom, boom, boom.
Oh my god!
And you're just like, ah! And it's just like drunk birds. Like it's like, no, they're just like, oh my god, I just need to get home. Can you give me a ride?
The birds they think we're pigs. They're trying to break.
Up.
They're trying to break our houses down. They're angry,
holding each other's feathers back, throwing up off the curb.
I got you, bro. Just
there's a little girl
lean
bird.
Lean over.
There's a girl bird peeing between 2 cars with her wings on the bumpers.
Oh my god, those berries!
I'm just gonna pee right here.
I can't hold it.
I can't hold it.
I broke the seal.
These people aren't even home, I bet.
They're not even worried about it.
We should go to the strip club.
Oh my god!
Let's fly over to the strip club.
I'm gonna get like a feather from the stripper.
Yeah, I saw this new handsome bird, and I'm gonna steal one of his head feathers.
Oh my god! You think he would be mad at me?
Yeah, I'm just gonna ask him. What are we at?
Oh, we're at... Hey you bird.
Do you think I'm cute?
Do you think I'm cute?
Do you like my mustache?
Can I have one of your feathers, please?
1 hour. Here we go.
Here we go now. We're gonna be out of here now. So we got to go.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. This is the Den of Delusion podcast. We love you. Goodbye.